Welcome to Tracking the Week. On Monday, President Bola Tinubu ordered the immediate release of the miners undergoing trial due to their actions during the End Bad Governance protest across the country. Addressing State House correspondents, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the directive was for the Attorney General of the Federation to expedite action on their children's release without prejudice to the legal issue. Alhaji Idris said the move was in consonance with the President's very deep commitment to democracy and the rule of law. The minister said the President also directed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction to immediately see to the welfare of those minors and also take part to ensure that they have smooth reunion with their parents or guardians wherever they are in the country. He also announced that a committee will be set up immediately to be headed by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to look at all issues surrounding the arrest, detention, the treatment, and finally the release of the young minors. Also on Monday, President Bola Tinubu swore in 7 new ministers to his cabinet at the Council chambers of the State House Abuja. This follows their confirmation by the Senate on Thursday, during which all 7 nominees were confirmed after being screened individually. The new cabinet members took the oath of office in 2 batches, 4 in the first batch and 3 in the second, after their citations were read by the State House Director of Information, Abiodun Oladunjoye. The first 4 appointees include E.D. Meha, Minister of Livestock Development, Yusuf Attar, Minister of State Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Suwaiba Ahmed, Minister of State Education, and Bianca Odumiko Ojukwu, Minister of State Foreign Affairs. Subsequently, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Nentawe Uwada, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, and Mohammeduddin Gedi, Minister of Labour and Employment, took their oath before the President. On Tuesday, the Federal High Court in Abuja terminated the treason charges brought against the End Bad Governance protesters by the Inspector General of Police. Correspondent Kunle Uju reported that Justice Obiora Egwatu threw out the charge on Tuesday upon his withdrawal by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Olasukomi Fagbemi San, on behalf of the federal government. Fagbemi, represented by the Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, DPPF, MD Abubakar, added the proceedings announced his exercise of Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution to take over the case from the Inspector General of Police. Upon the grant of the request by Justice Egwatu, the AGF proceeded to request for invocation of the same section of the Constitution to discontinue the trial of the 150 accused persons. Following the objection of the request from various lawyers representing the accused persons, Justice Egwatu granted the request and struck out the charges. Although the accused persons were not in court, the judge ordered the immediate release from prison remand. Also on Tuesday, the federal government reversed the 18 years admission age into tertiary institutions in Nigeria as introduced by the former Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman. The new Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, made a pronouncement in Abuja while addressing journalists alongside Minister of State for Education, Dr. Suwaiba Ahmed, on their programs for the education sector. Correspondent Kunle Uju reported that the minister said the earlier decision, not 18 years admission age, was a result of the new policy recently introduced, noting that the federal government, after a careful consideration of the decision, had no choice than to abolish it. He revealed that the government discontinued with the 18 years admission benchmark and stuck to the 16 years arrangement, stressing that there will be an arrangement with JAMB and others on that. Still on Tuesday, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, attributed the latest grid collapse to a series of lines and generators tripping. Recorded the grid collapse led to all electricity generation plants not producing electricity around 2 p.m. In a statement, the General Manager of TCN Public Affairs, Ndidi Mba, said the partial disturbance was experienced about 1:52 p.m. He, however, said data from the National Control Center, NCC, revealed that the part of the grid was not affected by the bulk power disruption. The statement revealed TCN engineers are already working to quickly restore bulk power supply to the states affected by the partial disturbance. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, ordered rescheduling of the Federal Executive Council meeting till another date to be announced. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement said FEC initially scheduled for Wednesday was postponed in honor of Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, who passed away on Tuesday night. Onanuga said General Lagbaja served as a Chief of Army Staff from June 19, 2023 till his death on November 5, 2024. They said that the President also ordered flags to be flown at half-mast nationwide for 7 days in honor of the departed general. Early on Wednesday, President Tinubu expressed his heartfelt condolences to the Lagbaja family and the Nigerian Armed Forces. He wished Lieutenant General Lagbaja eternal peace and honored his significant contributions to the nation. Still on Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu extended his heartfelt congratulations to President Donald Trump on his re-election as the 47th President of the United States of America. President Tinubu looked forward to strengthening the ties between Nigeria and United States amid the complex challenges and opportunities of the contemporary world. Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President Information and Strategy, in a statement said that the President says together they can foster economic cooperation, promote peace and address global challenges that affect citizens of both countries. According to President Tinubu, Trump's victory reflects the trust and confidence the American people have placed in his leadership. He congratulates them on their commitment to democracy. President Tinubu believes that given Trump's experience as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 21, his return to the White House as the 47th President will usher in an era of earnest, beneficial and reciprocal economic and development partnership between Africa and the United States. On Thursday, the Minister for Power, Adebayo Adilabu, ordered the Transition Company of Nigeria, TCN, and all other relevant agencies of the ministry to begin the immediate implementation of the recommendation of the Interagency Committee set up to address the incessant grid collapses in the power sector. The minister's marching order came as the TCN reported that the national grid experienced a disturbance at approximately 11:29 a.m. again on Thursday, November 7, 2024, which was caused by the sudden rise in frequency from 50.33 Hz to 51.44 Hz. The Special Advisor to the Minister on Strategic Communications and Media, Honorable Bolaji Tunji, quoted the minister saying that all relevant agencies in the ministry must brace up for the immediate implementation of the recommendations of the committee, which was submitted on Wednesday, November 6, 2024. Meanwhile, the TCN assured customers that efforts were being intensified to ensure uninterrupted power supply to them. A statement by Ndidi Mba, General Manager, Public Affairs of TCN, said the agency was working to ensure the full and immediate implementation of the recommendations of the committee to save Nigeria from incessant grid collapses. Still on Thursday, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu assured of the Commission's readiness to be fair to all political parties participating in the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. Yakubu gave this assurance during a stakeholders meeting for the Ondo State governorship election held at the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome, solicited for the cooperation of all stakeholders to ensure a credible election. According to Yakubu, the meeting is a long-standing tradition that takes place on the eve of major off-cycle governorship elections jointly addressed by INEC Chairman and the Inspector General of Police. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, who was represented by AIG Zone 17 Abiodun Shabi, said that the Nigerian police, apart from additional manpower from sister agencies, is going to deploy a total number of 22,239 officers for the exercise. He, however, appealed to all stakeholders to shun violence, thuggery, and play by the rules of the game. On Friday, Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetukun condemned recent cases of alleged extortion by police officers, notably involving ASP Emmanuel Ubang, Inspector Inse Okon, Inspector Adiwere Collins, and Inspector Kurumari Marine of Zone 16 headquarters in Yenigua. These officers reportedly extorted 10 million naira from a group of young Nigerians. In a statement released by FBRO ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the IGP assured the public that all allegations of extortion or abuse will be thoroughly investigated and any officer found guilty will face severe consequences, regardless of rank, to uphold the integrity of the force. The statement disclosed that the funds have been recovered due to efforts by the new Assistant Inspector General of Police for Zone 16, and the officers are currently detained and facing an orderly room trial. It added that under IGP Egwetokun's leadership, the treatment, and finally the release of the young minors. Also on Monday, President Bola Tinubu swore in 7 new ministers to his cabinet at the council chambers of the set up to address the incessant grid collapses in the power sector. The ministers marching out that came as the TCN reported that the national grid experienced a disturbance at approximately 11:29 a.m. again on Thursday, November 7, 2024, which was caused by the sudden rise in frequency from 50.33 Hz to 51.44 Hz. The special advisor to the Minister on Strategic Communications and Media, Honorable Bolaji Tunji, quoted the minister saying that all relevant agencies in the ministry must brace up for the immediate implementation of the recommendations of the committee, which was submitted on Wednesday, November 6, 2024. Meanwhile, the TCN assured customers that efforts were being intensified to ensure uninterrupted power supply to them. A statement by Ndidi Mba, General Manager, Public Affairs of TCN, said the agency was working to ensure the full and immediate implementation of the recommendations of the committee to save Nigeria from incessant grid collapses. Still on Thursday, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu assured of the Commission's readiness to be fair to all political parties participating in the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. Yakubu gave this assurance during a stakeholders meeting for the Ondo State governorship election held at the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome, solicited for the cooperation of all stakeholders to ensure a credible election. According to Yakubu, the meeting is a long-standing tradition that takes place on the eve of major off-cycle governorship elections jointly addressed by INEC Chairman and the Inspector General of Police. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, who was represented by AIG Zone 17 Abiodun Shabi, said that the Nigerian police, apart from additional manpower from sister agencies, is going to deploy a total number of 22,239 officers for the exercise. He, however, appealed to all stakeholders to shun violent thuggery and play by the rules of the game. On Friday, Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetokun condemned recent cases of alleged extortion by police officers, notably involving ASP Emmanuel Ubong, Inspector Inse Okon, Inspector Adiwere Collins, and Inspector Kurumari Marine of Zone 16 headquarters in Yenigua. These officers reportedly extorted 10 million naira from a group of young Nigerians. In a statement released by FBRO ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the IGP assured the public that all allegations of extortion or abuse will be thoroughly investigated, and any officer found guilty will face severe consequences, regardless of rank, to uphold the integrity of the force. The statement disclosed that the funds have been recovered due to efforts by the new Assistant Inspector General of Police for Zone 16, and the officers are currently detained and facing an orderly room trial. It added that under IGP Egwetokun's leadership, the Nigerian police force maintains a zero-tolerance policy for corruption and misconduct. Lastly, on Friday, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau confirmed the recovery of the black box, which includes both the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, from a helicopter that crashed in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, on October 24. A Sky SK-76 helicopter operated by East Wind Aviation and contracted by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited plunged into the Atlantic Ocean near Bonny Finima off the coast of Calabar. The aircraft was carrying 6 passengers and 2 crew members. 3 bodies have been recovered from the crash site. In a statement released on Friday, Bimbo Ladeji, the Director of Public Affairs and Family Assistant at NSIB, confirmed that the black box was located and retrieved in the early hours on Friday. She stated that the recovery was a joint effort by NSIB and its search and rescue partners, including NNPC, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the Nigerian Navy, and Hydrodrive. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau (NSIB), in collaboration with the search and recovery partners NNPC, NIMASA, and Nigerian Navy and Hydrodrive, recovered the flight data recorder (FDR) and cockpit voice recorder (CVR) from the Skies SK-76 helicopter, registration 5NBQG, which ditched into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Bonny Finima on October 24, 2024. The statement read, and that's it on Track in the Week.